Hey there and welcome back to The Sims 3. My name is Pete and today we complete another episode of this attempt to fully complete The Sims 3 World Adventures. As you can see, we are still in Simhara, Egypt, but depending on how things go, today might be our last episode here, after the previous episode had us complete a lengthy quest chain, which took us into the temple of Queen Hatshepsut and advanced Sarnath to Visa level 3. Today we start things off with Sarnath grabbing another quest early in the morning. We need to deliver a photo of a floor trap, and luckily we have taken one already as part of the travel collection, so let's drag it out of the camera and into Sarnath's inventory. Before he leaves, he can also snap a photo of one of the other adventurers, and then we visit Ketavan Moraeus outside his home to turn in the quest. As we return to base camp, Sarnath picks up yet another photography quest. This time he needs to deliver a picture of ancient coins. That too is already in his camera, so he'll make his exit soon. First of all though, we watch as William picks up a quest to enter a dangerous basement and disarm all traps in there. We'll gladly accept, as this will hopefully get him closer to Visa level 3 himself. After a bit of socializing with his mentor, Sarnath then runs off to once again disturb Ketavan Moraeus in the middle of the night. But the photo is accepted and we are 1500 simoleons richer. Sarnath returns to base camp once more shortly after to take a few more pictures, while his mentor Mr. Picking has made his way over to the household of Kylev Tell, and as you can see on the right of the screen, his protege Sarnath arrives just a few moments later to join him. The two of them are invited inside by Kylev's wife Sylvia, named after a channel supporter of the same name. Sarnath snaps another quick picture and then it's time to investigate the aforementioned trapped basement, accessible via stairs located in the yard. Stepping into the basement, we can immediately see a set of fire traps, but fiddling around with the hole in the wall deactivates them. And we enter a larger room with several chained doors, a dive well in the middle, more traps, and 4 piles of rock rubble. Summoning the magical axe of Pangu, Sarnath takes care of those piles of rock first, while William investigates a suspicious-looking bit of wall to reveal a hidden door behind. Before taking a closer look at the room beyond though, William first of all interacts with the holes in the floor, previously covered by rock, and all of them very useful as each one deactivates a set of traps in the room. Eventually, the door leading into the secret room is pushed open. William grabs a money bag from a nearby pedestal and then begins working on disarming a wall trap, while Sarnath smashes the big boulder blocking the path onwards. Now we're going to save the stairs here for the end of this dungeon. For now, we'll be content with just the gemstone right next to them, and a few seconds later, William disables the trap and with that clears the path to a star keystone. Coincidentally though, from one of our previous adventures, we already had one in Sarnath's inventory, so the first chained door here is swiftly unlocked. William grabs the other keystone anyway, who knows what it might be good for. The room beyond then awaits us with even more fire traps. And this time, the hole in the wall is unfortunately not used to disable any of them. Instead, it only reveals a steam trap that gets William soaked with water. Not exactly great for his mood, but in this case, exactly what we wanted, as it prevents him from catching fire and thus allows for safe traversal of the first trap here. On the other side lies another hidden switch inside of the wall. Flicking it deactivates the second fire trap on this side of the room, and so we gain access to the treasures in the back, including a very important keystone hidden beneath another pile of rocks. Homeowner Sylvia Tell also joins us briefly to mop up a puddle. We're not going to let her distract us though. Instead, with the keystone in hand, we can open the next door. Now, as you can see, it does not matter which of the two doors you open, both lead into the same area. An area once again filled with traps. Let's begin with the one on the wall over here. With it disarmed, Sarnath can now safely cross and access the hole in the wall right next to it, which in turn disables the other two wall traps here, one of which William is currently walking by to access a hole of his own, and with a last hidden switch activated, the last few fire traps come to a halt. We move into the next room where a curious set of lamps decorates the floor. 5 of them are bright gold and they correspond with the tiles in the next room, which we can therefore safely cross by sticking to the path marked out for us, bypassing another set of floor traps and eventually allowing access to the tomb's final chamber. From the chest then we unfortunately only recover an almost worthless broken bowl, but the tomb has been completed, all traps have been disabled, and William is now technically ready to turn in the quest. However, before we have him do so, let's explore what lies at the bottom of the stairs we discovered earlier. 2 sarcophagi are located here and a treasure chest as well. Let's see what we can find inside. Alright, a mummy jumps out of the first sarcophagus, high time for Sarnath to get out of here. William, meanwhile, will unfortunately have to stay down in this chamber for a little while longer, which might go badly for him, considering the second sarcophagus spawns a mummy too. Now at this point, a fight is inevitable, which is why Sarnath is walking back down the stairs. Curiously though, instead of the 2 Sims fighting motif, he captures 3 of his friends. I have to say, I'm not quite sure what his relationship with these 2 mummies is, but that too was a motif still missing from his collection, so I suppose we'll gladly take it. What we will also very gladly take is the mummy's curse now applied to William. That is actually what I have been hoping for quite some time with him, as it unlocks another unique photo opportunity for Sarnath. Now, after getting beat up a second time, William goes unconscious for a few moments. The 2 mummies, meanwhile, return to their sarcophagi, leaving the room safe for Sarnath to traverse, who can now help himself to the treasure from the chest here. He finds another fragment for the sarcophagus of kings, and can now leave his sleeping mentor down here. However, of course, not for too long. William himself wakes up just a few minutes later, and so the 2 of them can now exit the basement. William is first to arrive at his destination with quest-giver Metahan Doiran, who rewards him with the generous sum of 5,000 simoleons, as well as with 40 visa points, unfortunately though still not quite enough to make it to visa level 3. Up next then, we send William on a little journey for a unique photo opportunity. After a short ride on the scooter, he arrives at the Sphinx where Sarnath is already waiting for him, and because William is affected by the mummy's curse, he can now plead to the Sphinx, and Sarnath can take a photo of him while doing so to complete another entry in the Sims in Motion collection. Sarnath himself will also meditate for a few moments to fulfill another wish, and just a short while later, the Sphinx will once again give our 2 adventurers access, but crucially, this time we're not actually going to enter, because I want to show you some of the other ways that you can also cure the mummy's curse. So, despite an impressive spectacle, we're heading back to base camp, where Sarnath quickly grabs another photography quest. This time, a picture of a mummy is required, and that too is already inside of Sarnath's camera, so it is yet another quest that is quickly completed. Almost 4,000 simoleons richer, we then also opt to take another picture of some locals, and in doing so, we can curiously complete the "Oh no" snake motif, which would normally require a sim getting bitten by the cobra from the snake charming basket, and that snake charming basket is in fact one of the ways you can cure the mummy's curse, which was my original plan for William. Now, at least for the photo, it won't be necessary any longer, even though, as you can clearly see, no one is actually using the basket at the moment. So in terms of William's affliction, I'll have a think about how we proceed from here. In the meantime, we pick up another generic tomb exploration quest with William. Our Simhara actually offers 5 of these. Unfortunately though, in my experience, they use a very limited number of tombs, so if you want to complete them all, it is almost inevitable that you'll visit the same place twice. While some of Al Simhara's tombs are not actually covered by any quests whatsoever, those you'll have to find and explore on your own. We might see a number of those uncovered tombs later on in the video. For now, we have made it to one that is covered by a quest, and a rather unique one at that. Welcome to the Copper Quarry. This tomb's MO should be very clear from the very first moment you step inside of it. It's time to smash some rocks, the Axe of Pangu obviously an absolute requirement for this one. While Sarnath begins clearing out the place, William unlocks a door with a set of stairs behind it. That will be our eventual path onwards, but not for now. For now, we have plenty of treasure to collect. Now, you can find some very valuable things in these rock piles, but the tomb also sticks true to its name. Most of what you're going to find will be bars of copper. Now, to cut a long story short, after plenty of rock smashing, we are a few gems and metals richer. Interestingly enough, none of this is actually necessary if you just want to complete the tomb. In order to do that, all we need to do is take the stairs that William unlocked at the very beginning. Down here, unsurprisingly I'd say, more rocks await us, but also a treasure chest, inside of which we can find the relic that the quest sent us here for. So, in theory, we could now return to deliver that relic and complete the quest nice and easy, but we're going to stay here for just a little while longer. As you can see though, Sarnath is already too tired to continue working, so the most important pile of rocks in this room is cleared by William, revealing a hidden door with more treasure behind it. One of those treasures is found on the table, and it is the Copper Quarry keystone, absolutely vital if we truly want to see this tomb through to completion. As we head back upstairs, this here is the door where the keystone needs to be inserted. For now though, let's grant our 2 adventurers some sleep. After all, it has been a very busy day. On the next morning though, we go back down and unlock that door, with the keystone now in William's inventory, and we find another passage behind it, some stairs leading to the level below. Taking those stairs then quickly notifies us of the tomb's full completion, but we're not actually done just yet. Down here we find further rocks to smash and treasure chests to open, the first one here containing a valuable Dropa stone, valuable enough to fulfill a wish for William, earning him 4,500 lifetime happiness points. Eventually then, Sarnath arises as well and collects the 2 copper bars set free with the Axe of Pangu by William, who himself goes through yet another door only to find a massive boulder behind it. This is why the Axe of Pangu is more than just an item of convenience in this tomb. We go down the stairs and follow a long winding corridor, only to find another rock to smash at the end of it, as well as a curiously placed excavation site. That is not all, however. Inspecting the wall here also reveals another hidden door, and behind it lies a room that requires a very special mode of transportation, as the room is split in half by an impassable black chasm. Now, obviously it doesn't take much to smash the boulder here, but this time there's nothing in the rubble. Instead, we will need to find some other way to cross this chasm. Thankfully, Sarnath is a somewhat capable practitioner of the martial arts, which allows him to meditate, which in turn, after a few hours, will allow him to Zeniport. William meanwhile finishes his excavation work and can now return to the surface. It's high time that we turn in that quest of his to perhaps earn those last few visa points to advance to visa level 3. Quest giver Volonda Ababur is happy about William's findings and rewards him with 700 simoleons and 30 visa points. Unfortunately though, that is not quite enough to get us where we want to be. Up next then, we stop by general goods merchant Izirina Doiran and purchase 10 more showers in the can. At this point I would say we certainly have the money for it. And we also briefly approach special merchant Ketevan Moraeus in order to grab a big pile of pemmican. As you can see, with over 12,000 ancient coins, we have some of this currency left to spare as well. Then we can return to Sarnath, who can now teleport himself across the chasm and to the treasure. Unfortunately though, we will have to do this once more to get back outside. For now though, we can enjoy the looting. The first chest here contains a valuable Sultan of the Sphinx from the gold figurines collection, fulfilling a wish for him. The other two chests meanwhile only have ancient coins and not so valuable relics. For the last chest then, that spare star keystone we collected earlier comes in handy, because inside of this one we finally find the tomb's unique sigil, and we're even going to do some more excavation work to truly complete the place. Afterwards then, a few more hours of meditation will hopefully get Sarnath back outside. William, meanwhile, has made it back to base camp and is busy sending off gems and metals to be cut or smelted, before he then leaves again, yes, without picking up a new quest. He might not be at visa level 3 just yet, but for now our priority is to complete all remaining tombs, 2 of which can actually be found in close proximity of each other, the Pyramid of the Wind and the Ruins of Karnak. William arrives first at the pyramids, fulfilling a wish to visit one in the process. The entrance is still locked, despite another adventurer already here before him. After some examination, however, William gains entrance into what is actually one of the smaller tombs in Simhara, probably one of the reasons why it does not appear in any of the quests. Nonetheless, its exploration can be well worth it. Apart from a big pile of copper ingots, we can also find a nice assortment of gemstones in the room on the right over here. The hole in the floor then also reveals some secret stairs leading down, and just as William makes his way into a small treasure chamber, Sarnath arrives, teleporting in from the other tomb that he just completed. Now, the treasure that William can pick up is limited to a crescent keystone and a gemstone, so we quickly move back to the main chamber where Sarnath clears a rock pile to reveal another set of stairs. Unfortunately though, the 3 chests down here don't hold anything of particularly high value either. That leaves us with one last set of stairs to go down, and with that the tomb is already complete. At the bottom of this one though, a sarcophagus awaits us, and inside we find, no surprise here, yet another mummy. This time, however, we are not interested in anything it has to offer, so our 2 adventurers make it up the stairs and soon after leave the Pyramid of Wind altogether. In a rock formation nearby, we can collect a few more metals, and in the desert along the path we can also find a variety of small space rocks, and those will actually be very useful to access another adventure later on. William is then the first one to reach the Ruins of Karnak. You might recall this location from one of our earlier episodes in Simhara. During that episode I pointed out the dromedary cutout over here. Today we're finally heading inside, but don't expect too much. As you can see, this tomb only consists of one single room of treasure. As such, it is understandable why this is not part of any quest and why there's also no unique sigil for this tomb. There are also no hidden doors or passages. This is truly just one single, somewhat disappointing room, so clearing it out only takes our 2 adventurers a few moments. And so, William and Sarnath make their way back outside. It is once again time to get some rest at this point, and unfortunately I won't quite be able to fit their next adventure into this episode as well, so it looks like we're going to stay in Simhara for at least one more video. For today, we'll make the cuts with our 2 adventurers heading off to bed. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then I would be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing and want to support me and my channel further, then you can of course go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date, grab some merch over on shop.petecomplete.com, or become a channel member or Patreon supporter. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!